स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारो अन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवांसस्तनूभिः विषेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृत्तश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Namaste all of you. We are studying Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad and we are studying the Māṇḍūkya kārikā second part, and we are going through a very beautiful verses. We are going through some beautiful verses which are talking about the worshippers of semi-knowers of the reality, one who got the partial view of the reality and they consider this is the highest reality achieved or accomplished in one's life. And last few weeks we are discussing different types of schools which are promoting this partial view as their highest goal, different scholars, different sages, and different philosophers, those who considered that this is the highest reality, and they entertain and they promote and they teach us this partial view for their followers, and they also follow the same partial viewed idea as the highest reality. And we saw already almost 32 verses, 32 views, which are very predominant, which are very prime on the time of Gaudapada Acharya. Now also a lot of people are there with the same mistakes and with the same misguided informations. They carry all this misguided information along with them. So we are going to see few more visions which are partial, which are misinterpretation by these schools of thoughts or philosophers, but they believe that is the highest reality to be accomplished. We will see the verses. We already saw Stripum Nabumsakam Laingyaha Paraparam Atha Pare. This was the last line of the last class. Logan logavitaha prahu ashramaha iti cha tadvitaha stripum nabumsakam laingyaha parapara pare. Logan logavitaha. Remember, we already studied in few verses about the lokas. And there already the highest reality to be achieved or accomplished is the different abodes apart from the earth, like 7 worlds on the up. And this is the most entertaining world, where a lot of amusements are there, like music, like the wine, etc., and also the dances and a lot of things, and where there is no death and birth also. So these types of worlds are to be achieved, and that is the prime goal of a human being. We already discussed where the lokas being the prime goal for few people. Again, when the loka comes, one should understand that living for the welfare of the world and living for the well-being of the all living beings is the highest reality while living in the world. One who consider being a right person and live for the others and pray for their well-being of the others without harming them, without intercepting them, without doing anything. Let them live their life, and we pray for their well-being, and we will pray for their welfare. This is the highest reality for few people. And they consider that living like this will make them to reach the highest goal, and which will be their imaginations. And now we also studied ashramaha. Very elaborate discussion we have done in the last class. Brahmacharyam, Grihastham, Vanaprastham, Sannyasam. 4 stages of a human life which are told in the scriptures is the prime goal to be achieved by a human being. This is also we discussed properly in the last class. And stripum nabumsakam laikyaha. 3 genders and their routines, their responsibilities, their duties, and how to make use of a female body or a male body, and how to entertain, how to become happy. And these are the prime concern, highest reality for few people. We already discussed this also. And para matha pare, seeing the highest reality as manifested and unmanifested in the one side, and ultimate reality is something other than what from this. And like this, a division is made, and studying and knowing that division is the highest reality for some people. So all these things we elaborately discussed in the last class. Today we will go to the new verse where few other schools of thoughts or philosophers consider that some other things as their highest goal. Shrishtihi iti srishtividaha, layaha iti cha tadvidaha, stitihi iti cha stitividaha, sarve cha ihatu sarvata. Once more I will read. Srishtihi iti srishtividaha, layaha iti cha tadvidaha, Stitihi iti cha stitividaha sarve cha ihatu sarvada. We are the central topic is this. In the time of Gaudapada Acharya, there were different schools of thoughts or philosophers or loyal people or sages who got a partial view regarding the highest reality. And this partial view is being considered as the highest reality, and they are committed to teach for their followers regarding this partial view as their highest reality. Different people were there and different visions are being there. Now, Gaudapada Acharya quotes Shrishtihi iti Srishtividaha. We should convert the Srishti into Brahma, the deity which is behind the creation. According to the Hindu scriptures, there is a four-faced deity who is called Brahmaji. This is not our goal ultimate Brahman. This is a deity called Brahmaji. And he is the author of creation. He molded every living being with so much care and genius. And according to their karma phala, according to their actions, their respective results also provided in the right time. And he is the highest reality for some people. Srishtihi iti Srishtividaha. The creation and the deity behind the creation is the highest reality for some people. They consider this four-faced deity, what we called Brahman in our Hindu traditional scriptures, who is the author of this creation, wonderful creation, which is unimaginable, achintya rachana srishti. Nobody can imagine to make this type of a creation. And so much care and genius are brought into mold each and every living being. If we analyze a plant, how the leaves are brought into, how the flowers are, how the roots are, everything seems to be amazing, mind-boggling. Nobody can even imagine to create such a world or such a piece of creation. So Brahmaji is a genius, and it is the highest reality behind everything. And one should consider Brahmaji and creation as the highest reality. There were people who were committed, who were devoted to Brahman, four-faced deity. Layaha iti cha tadvidaha. Layam, elimination, destruction, air resolution, solving everything, resolving everything. There is a deity behind all the destruction of creation, and that deity is the highest reality for some people. Lord Shiva, a wonderful deity which is discussed along through our teachings in the traditional scriptures, though one deity who is having an eye in his forehead, in the vertical style. Our eyes are in horizontal. This deity have another eye which is vertical in the forehead. When he opened the eyes, the fire will come and it will demolish everything. In reality, our spiritual teachers used to say, everybody have the third eye. That is the fire of knowledge in the intellect. When the intellect get the discrimination regarding what is truth, what is untruth, what is real, what is unreal, what is satyam, what is mithya, the discrimination is the spark for the fire. And we are open inside our intellect. When the eyes see the gross object and the creation, through intellect we see, is it real or unreal? Thus, we realize, we recognize that the creation is unreal. The essence of the creation is the only truth. That is the destruction of the creation. That is the demolition of the creation. Through the discrimination and through the clarity of the knowledge, by knowing that there is no such creation, the only essence is the Brahman, the individual self. And whatever I see through my gross eyes are just names and forms which are not there as a true object. By knowing this discrimination, which is the spark for the knowledge of fire, we demolish the entire creation while living. There is no real demolition of things while living. By understanding they never existed at any point of time. That understanding is the demolition, destruction of the creation. Because when something is not existing at any point of time, and I want to destroy that non-existing thing, is a mistake. When something is not existing at any point of time, I should realize that it is a non-existing thing. It never existed. There is no such thing in the world. That knowledge itself is the destruction of the non-existing thing. I mistakenly understood that there is an existence of creation. By the knowledge, I safely conclude myself, there is no such thing called creation. It never existed at any point of time. And it vanishes while living itself. Even though I see the creation, it never existed at any point of time. In the future also it will not exist. In the present tense, in the presence of my lifespan also, it is not existing at all. But I can see, even though it is not existing, I can see how it happens. I will say you one example. If the technology can expose the ideas to me through a movie, In a white screen, I see different things which are imagined by the director. And the technology will expand as a story in front of me. But in reality, only the white screen is the entity which is existing. Whatever drama has gone is entirely, they are non-existing thing. Similarly, the world itself is non-existing. It is only a misapprehension that it is existing right in front of me in the form of parents, in the form of vehicles, in the form of mountains, in the form of different life forms. That imagination never goes, because imagination is something which is not a real thing. So the knowledge of fire through the intellect will destruct the entire creation. This is the teaching of our traditional teachers. And the God is representing the knowledge of fire through his third eye, which is from the intellect. And devotion towards this Lord and the destruction is the prime goal for a group of people. That is been told here, layaha iti cha tadvitaha. And stitihi iti just stitividaha. To run the whole show, you should have a proper talent. Without talents, you cannot attract mass, you cannot control mass of people, you cannot be a star among the society. So, the Vishnu, the Lord of Sthiti, one who runs the whole creation, sustenance. A group of people believe devotion towards the Vishnu and the sustenance of the world through him, understanding these ideas and getting and becoming a bhakta of this Vishnu is the prime goal for them. Remember, we can start anything very easily. Whether it is a karate class, whether it is a dance class, whether it is a cooking class. After that, putting some effort, tackling the obstacles, tapping the blessings of the Lord, you have to put effort continuously throughout your life. And you sustain this value of these things. This is something, a big blessing. So before starting anything, we should think twice. Once you start, whether others' opinion is against you, you continue because you have started and you have vision and you have ideas. Others' opinions are opinions. You need not to worry because others are not having the ideas what you have already inside your. Thus, a person should get sustained with the ideas after thinking properly through the entire life. Nobody is going to fertilize you. Nobody is going to encourage you. You are in your own boat. Don't be dependent on anybody in the world. If you are a person who are ready to go with your decision, nothing is an obstacle. So, to inaugurate a shop with a lot of things and running a shop, and properly you have to wind up the shop in the right time. It is a blessing. You can inaugurate a shop and you can welcome people, and you get lost, and the business is running in loss. This is the lack of sustenance. So blessings are needed from these three deities. It is essential for our life, but they are not the highest reality. Neither Brahma, neither Vishnu, nor Shiva is our prime goal. There are mere deities for the sake of devotion, for the sake of purifying the mind. Deities are considered as the object of meditation, but they are not the supreme goal. That is why Gaudapada included here Srishtihi, the creation and the deity of the creation are the prime goal for some people. Layaha, the destruction and the Lord of destruction, are the prime goal for some people. Sthidihi, sustenance and the Lord of sustenance are the prime goal for other people. And others think that all the deities which have been introduced by the Vedas are to be considered. Everything has its own value. And all these things are to be considered as our ultimate goal for some people. And these are the partial view quoted by Gaudapada Acharya, and there are some other partial views which are omitted by Gaudapada Acharya. He has included in the teaching of Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. They are prime views and prime mistakes committed by the scholars, sages, philosophers, and schools of thoughts. Those mistakes are prime. There are some other semi-understood thoughts regarding the reality, but he has omitted. He didn't quote them because they go secondary. People are there, a lot of people are there. In different country, different people consider different entity as their supreme reality or their supreme goal. We all know that. And the point is, this is enough to come out of the partial vision. Taking the barricade of religions, in which religion you are born, crossing the religious duties, in which religion you are born, crossing all kinds of social norms which are meant for the ordinary people, a person will become the unlimited Brahman, the unlimited self, but not going along with the partial vision of the schools of thoughts. This is the idea behind all these listed forms of Gaudapada Acharya. Before I conclude this section, these verses, I would like to introduce you those visions which are studied by ourselves for last 3-4 weeks. I will start from the prana onwards. Number 1 was prana. worshippers of Hiranyagarbha. The vital force are highest goal for some people. Second, Bhutani, elements are the highest goal for few people, a group of people. Third, three qualities, Sattva, Raja, Tamo, Guna, are the highest goals for group of people. Then fourth, principles, Tattvani, for the Shaiva, 5 different principles which are listed in their book, in their scriptures, are the highest goal for one group of people. And sixth, the quotas which are listed regarding the supreme reality, that quotas which are listed in the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad are the supreme goal for some group of people. Then sixth, for the people, one group of people, objects of sense as their highest reality they consider. 7, lokas, various abodes from our earth are considered as their supreme goal. Then 8, those deities which are listed in the Vedas or worship of their desired god or favorite gods, what god you are, in which religion you are, that Lord is your highest reality. And Devaha iti Devavidaha. The 9, few people, a group of people consider the highest reality are Vedas, the 4 Vedas. 10, please, when I list, I am just giving the list only, but we have elaborately discussed all these topics. You remember that. If you have any doubt, go to the previous classes and listen properly. What is called Vedas? Why the people consider the highest reality is Veda? Those things I am elaborating in that classes. Now, 10, Yajnaha. The people who are informed traditional teachers regarding specific rituals, going to heaven, going to some other world, is the highest reality for them. And Bhukta, enjoyership of the Atman or oneself is the highest reality. Why? The senses are extroverted. When the senses are extroverted, we have to safely conclude that those senses are to enjoy the external world. Bhojyam, highest reality in the world is food and enjoyments. The pleasures which are there for the senses all around the world is the highest reality for them. And 13, subtle forms, sukshmaha, the particles, the atom is the highest reality for a group of people. 14, stula, the gross body and the enjoyment are the highest reality for others. 15, murtha, manifested forms of the Lord or anything in the world is the highest reality for the people. They say that are all from the Shaivism. Those who worship the destroyer, the Lord of destruction. From that scriptures they came. 15, Murtam. Amurtam, everything came from the emptiness, Amurtam, unmanifested, Buddhism. Then few people consider the sentence of Bhagavad Gita, Kalaha. In that 17th partial vision is, which we already studied, time, kala. Because kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravruttaha. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a sentence, and kalaha, the time is me. That the time, I am the time. Lord Krishna says that. So a group of people consider that time is the highest reality. And others, different directions and the sounds which are coming from the direction in the right time are to be studied, and that is the highest reality. For others, 19, vadaha, discussions and arguments and consulting each other is the supreme reality. Through that only we can inquire to the highest. So discussion is the highest reality for those people. And others, for others, bhuvanani, the 14 worlds up and down are the bhuvanani. So there are 14 worlds where extraordinary human beings are living. To reach there is the highest goal for those people. And they consider by certain duties you perform in this world and you will reach there. And for others, manas, mind is everything and mind is the supreme reality. 22, buddhihi, intellect is the supreme reality for some others. 23, chittam is the highest reality for some others. So all these, and again, chitta means memory. Memory means you collect the information and you keep in the back files. And whenever there is a need, you bring back them to interact with the people, to interact with the world. Memory is essential. So memory is the highest reality for group of. And 24, dharma and adharma, what is right and what is wrong. Virtue and vice, knowing this, the first part of the Vedas discuss Dharma Shastra, and that is the highest reality for some others. And 25 principles constitute the highest reality for some others. 26 principles constitute the highest reality for others. And 27, 31 principles will constitute the highest reality. And the 28 talks about unlimited principles are there in the constitution, and they come together for the creation. That is the highest reality, unlimited. And again, what we studied today, lokaha, the welfare and well-being for the others and live a beautiful life is the highest reality while living. Ashramaha, 4 stages of life and performing the respective duties in this ashrama is the highest reality. And 31, Stri Pum Napumsakaha, 3 genders knowing their value and the particularities and enjoy meeting each other, and this is the highest reality for some of us. Then 32, Paraparam, inferior and superior forms of the highest reality is to be understood, and that is the highest goal of the human being. And 28, Shrishtihi, Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu and the creation to be understood properly, highest reality. Stitihi, not Vishnu, this is Brahma. Brahma and the creation, the origination of the creation. That is the 28, Srishti. And Layaha, Shiva and the destruction. Properly you come to know what is the deity and what is the purpose of destruction. That is the highest goal. And Stitihi, Vishnu and the sustenance are the highest reality for some people, knowing that one will be liberated and it is the goal of a human being. Like this, 35 options of partial visions are very famous on the time of Gaudapada, now also. Why I say now also? Listen me carefully before concluding this beautiful section. Now also, people consider their vision is true and they will be committed for that. The biggest mistake what they commit, very, very intolerable, the knower of the reality, for example, me, you, or others, there is only one Lord who is in the form of conscience. There is only one truth in this world, which is called Brahman, which is unlimited consciousness, unlimited happiness, and unlimited with everything. And it is formless. Because it is formless, it can take different forms. Like gold is formless, so that the gold can be converted into any forms. Like this, the supreme reality is formless, and it is the form of consciousness. After studying under a proper traditional teacher, a person comes to know what is real. And this knower of this reality, this person, his attitude is, you see, all imaginations, all names and forms in this entire world are identical to Brahman, identical with the truth. Why? There is only one truth, and that one truth became Jesus, that one truth became Allah, this one truth became Buddha, one truth became Vishnu, the same truth became Shiva, etc., etc. Like the water became the ocean, the water became the drop, the water became the steam, the water became the vapor, the water became the ice. The one and only truth behind each and every name and form is water. Similarly, the truth behind each and every name and form is the supreme consciousness. For the knower of the truth, his attitude and his conviction is every name and form is identical with Brahman. So that he don't have any confusion. People will consider different names and forms as their highest goal. For him, each and every name and form is identical with Brahman. So that he will see the same value in each and every name and form. He will give and he will respect others' vision. The knower of the truth, like me and you, will consider the same value for the others' views. We will not disrespect others' value, because we know that the Brahman is in the form of different names and forms. So we have the same value for everything. But what will be in return For the people who consider their name and form is the only truth and others are fake, one who don't know the reality behind the creation and the one who don't know what is the essence of the creation. These ordinary people who believe in the restricted religious names, forms and names, what they will do, they don't give any respect for others' view or values. Biggest mistake they commit. While the knower of the reality will have the same value for the others' views, but the person who is ignorant about the totality, unlimited consciousness being the essence of the creation, and which is manifested in the different names and forms. All these partial visions are nothing but the unlimited consciousness is in the form of all this partial vision. This is the conclusion for the knower of the reality. But in return of that, the person who believe according to their religion, according to their teacher's teaching, this partial vision is the only reality. They will commit one of the biggest mistake, Do not see any truth in the other's view. Again, I will repeat, these people who strongly believe in their religious names and forms, who are restricted by themselves by the partial vision, will not give any value for any other religion, will not see any value for view of others. That is why we have terrorists in the world. That is why we have different religions trying to demolish other religion. It's very important. When the knower of the reality will know that every name and form in the partial visions are identical to Brahman, to the truth. So he will see the same value for the other's view. But the people who are having the partial vision, they believe this is the only highest truth and all others are fake, and they will not give any value for the other's view. And we have trouble all around the world. I need not want to explain to you. There are terrorists, there are religious, abnormal activities, everything. Because why? They don't see the values in the view of others. That is why Gaudapada's list of partial vision is relevant to study even now after 1300 years. What a beautiful way of elaborating all this partial vision. So people are there who are restricted by the partial vision. Till the world continue, we are not going to eradicate, we are not going to uproot these people. We are not going to convince all the people in the world regarding the entity or the essence is one behind all names and forms. It's very important, very important. Nobody is going to get convinced. Very few people like us will come to know the reality is one which is formless. And that formless reality became different names and forms, so that we have Hare Krishna Foundation, so that we have Brahma Kumaris, so that we have Vedantins, so that we have Shaiva, so that we have Buddhism, so that we have Islam, so that we have Christianity, so that we have Judas. Jews are there. Everything in the nothing but this unlimited consciousness. Their actions may be wrong, we will not approve or we will not permit that. But the ultimate reality behind everything is one. And the point is, this truth will be only understood by very few people, not for everybody, not for all. The world will continue with all these kinds of disagreements, all kinds of disputes, war between two countries. Everything will be there in coming days also, because 99% of people are living with the partial vision. So cruelty will continue. 1% of people get convinced regarding the highest reality, so that they will be always safe and they will be away from all kinds of dispute. We cannot convince others. Going to a liquor shop and advising the person who is addicted for drinking is a wrong idea. There we have to blame the person who went to advise this guy. So that you should not advise anybody in the world. Nobody is ready to listen your advice. Nobody is ready to listen this glorious instruction. Nobody is going to convert themselves. They are all having their habitual errors. And they are holding to that habitual errors. They want to go along with their habitual errors. Nobody is going to listen our reality or the advice. So never attempt to advise somebody that your devotion towards this partial vision is wrong. Please come to a class and study properly what is the essence of the world. This advice will make them more furious, because they strongly believe their partial vision is very, very important. That is the only truth, because their scriptures will not allow them to look in a vast-minded way. Their mind cannot get expanded due to the limitation of the scriptures, what they study. But for the person who go on, for the person who go to study under a traditional teacher, and the proper scriptures and the reality behind the entire universe, will get this vision, and he will be always praying for the peace of the entire universe. This person will be giving all respect towards others' view. This person will be always having a respect towards the others' lives and desires, because he knows that everything is identical with my unlimited consciousness. That is why Gaudapada elaborated few partial visions, and more are there even now, everywhere. That is why black magic is there. That is why somebody want to put down others. Like that, lot of things are there around me and you. My opinion, my beliefs you have to follow. So I will fight with you. And the other person will say, my beliefs are true. I will not listen to your belief. So I will also fight with you. This disagreement is there in the entire world. That is why Vedanta is relevant to study. In spite of all our responsibilities, in spite of all our duties, in spite of all our sentiments, in spite of all our pain, what we are having due to our own misactions and some actions which are not done properly in the right time. But Vedanta is the only medicine which can cure entire diseases. It will be a solution for the individual life. It will be a solution for the social life. It gives us freedom for others. Like here what we told, the person of reality will see the same value on the other's view. This is a big freedom within yourself, not for others. You don't have the pressure to convert others. You don't have the pressure to demolish, destruct others who are non-believers of my own beliefs. Something very important. That is why Vedanta is the only remedy, knowing one being unlimited and knowing oneself being every forms in the world will give a beautiful relief from all kinds of issues individually and also the problems which are facing collectively also. So Gaudapada's visions which are listed are there around now, not only on that time, in this era, right now at present. And we are here, go along with the flow. No need to correct anybody, accept everybody. Their own way of devotion is acceptable for me and you. And we will also live a freedom life. That freedom is from the knowing of the truth, but their freedom is something by performing some other limited rules and limited rituals, beliefs. Both the freedoms are different. So these are all the application of our teaching towards our view towards the world. It's not that Vedanta is cannot be practical. This is the only thing which can be practical, to be free from all kinds of issues. This is the conclusion of the partial visions which we were seeing for the last few weeks. Now, Gaudapada introduces one of the beautiful verse, which is an important verse, which we are going to see the meaning in the next class, but I will read that verse. Yam bhavam darshayet yasya tam bhavam satu pashyati tam chavadi sabhutva asau tadgrahasam upaititam. Once more I will read and will conclude. Yam bhavam darshayet yasya tam bhavam satu pashyati tam chavadi sabhutva tadgrahas samupaititam. One of the beautiful verse, which I also like very much. We will discuss this verse in the next week. Om swastik prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha gobrahmanebhya shupamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshadu parjanya prithvi sasya shalini deshoyam kshoparahitaha brahmana santu nirbhayaha सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।